Welcome everyone to the program. It's another day, but anxiety is in the air as the nation patiently waits for the verdict over the allegations in trial involving the suspended head of Nigeria's judiciary, Justice Walter Onnoghen. The Code of Conduct Tribunal will deliver judgment on the charges of false declaration of assets filed against the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria today. The CCT will also rule on two applications filed by the CJN, who tendered his resignation 2 weeks ago. One of the applications is challenging the jurisdiction of the tribunal to hear the case. The other is asking the Code of Conduct Tribunal chairman to disqualify himself from further presiding over the case for his alleged bias. The tribunal, which was scheduled to start sitting at 9 a.m., was postponed sitting till about noon. Our correspondent Amaka Okafor has some of the details on the expectations on the judgment from the Code of Conduct Tribunal in Abuja.
The trial began on the 14th, but Justice Onnoghen did not appear in court, and it continued without him attending court sessions until the 13th of February, when the chairman of the tribunal, Mr. Enladi Umar, issued a bench warrant seeking his arrest. Maybe this propelled Justice Onnoghen to appear on the 15th, because on the 15th of February 2019, he appeared and entered a not guilty plea on all 6 count charges. The prosecution opened its case with 3 of its 6 witnesses and then closed its case after 3 days, and then Justice Onnoghen filed a no-case submission, which was turned down by the tribunal. He now opened his case with calling only one witness, who happened to be his driver. He also asked the court to subpoena a director with the Code of Conduct Tribunal in Benin, but changed his mind and decided to close his case and ask for a date to file his final written address. Now, this was heard on Monday, where he told the tribunal that the prosecution had not proven the elements of the charges it filed against him. He also told the tribunal that his asset declaration form was not verified by the CCB. As such, it cannot say whether he committed a crime or not. But the prosecution insisted that it had made out a case against him on all 6 count charges. The chairman of the tribunal, after listening to both parties on Monday, adjourned to today to deliver his judgment on the case in the main. And then he's also expected to deliver ruling in 2 applications filed by Justice Onnoghen, questioning the jurisdiction of this tribunal and asking the chairman of the tribunal to recuse himself from the trial on the basis of bias. So in the next 45 minutes or so, we will expect judgment to be delivered by this tribunal.
Hopefully we'll be talking to our correspondent Amaka Okafor with the latest there. But let's take a look now at the journey of Justice Walter Onnoghen with regards to from the confirmation up until trial till today. October the 10th, 2016, the National Judicial Council recommended Justice Onnoghen as CJN to President Muhammadu Buhari. November the 11th, 2016, as the most senior at the Supreme Court Justice, Walter Onnoghen took over leadership of the judiciary in acting capacity. But in February 7th of 2017, the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, transmitted Onnoghen's name to the Senate for confirmation as substantive CJN. March the 1st, the same year, Senate screened and confirmed Justice Onnoghen. The 7th of March 2017, he was sworn in the 17th substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria by acting President Yemi Osinbajo. Well, in 2019, January the 7th, a civil society group, Anti-Corruption and Research-Based Data Initiative, ARDI, petitioned the Code of Conduct Tribunal, listing a number of allegations against Justice Onnoghen, notably non-declaration of assets. Now, January the 12th, 2019, the CCB Code of Conduct Bureau announced that it had filed a 6-count charge against Justice Onnoghen at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. On the 14th of January 2019, trial began at the CCT, but Justice Onnoghen was absent. The 22nd of January the same year, the federal government asked Justice Onnoghen to step aside from office. And the 25th of January, Justice Onnoghen was suspended, replaced by Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad. The 26th of January saw the United States issue a statement on Onnoghen's suspension. Of course, this were coming on the heels of the elections in February. January the 29th, 2019, Justice Onnoghen sued the federal government over the suspension. And the 30th of that month, Justice Onnoghen lost bid to stop the Code of Conduct Tribunal trial. February the 13th, 2019, the Code of Conduct Tribunal ordered Justice Onnoghen's arrest and to appear before the CCT, which he did on February the 15th, and pleaded not guilty. And of course, April saw the opening of defense at the tribunal, and the 15th today, tribunal fixed 18th of April to deliver judgment on Justice Onnoghen's trial. Well, let's take you to another case that we are tracking, and there just might be another decision, or at least a headway, and this is in court over issues on defections of some federal lawmakers, where a non-governmental organization dragged some of them on whether they should lose their seats since they jumped ship, changed parties. Now, a federal high court sitting in Abuja last week gave the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, former PDP minority leader, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and 55 other lawmakers until the 17th of April, and that's yesterday, to file their responses to a suit asking them to vacate their seats. The legal defense and assistant project leader had sued the lawmakers, seeking a declaration of the court that they were no longer members of the National Assembly, having defected to other political parties without proof of division before the expiration of their tenure. At the resumed hearing, Mr. Efud Okoye announced appearance for the Senate and the Senators, while Safia Mohammed announced appearance for members of the House of Representatives. Well, lawyer to leader, Mr. Jibrin Okutekpa, however, described the sudden change of counsels by the defendants as a ploy to frustrate the case, as he urged the court to ask Mr. Mohammed Magaji, who announced appearance the previous day, to argue his application. Well, Justice Okonabang, after listening to all the parties, however, held that it is in the interest of justice to hear all counsels in the matter, and subsequently adjourned to further hearing the 18th of April 2019. Elsewhere, it does look like there is now a headway over the crisis and vacuum in the Federal House of Representatives seat in Lagos, as the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, will hold supplementary elections in Ajeromi Felodun Federal Constituency on the 27th of April, Saturday, 2019. The Commission declared the election in the area inconclusive and has taken the decision, which he says is sequel to an order of the Federal High Court sitting in Kubwa, Abuja, on the 7th day of March 2019 in respect of that constituency election, which held on the 23rd of February 2019. Well, that declaration was made at the Federal Constituency Collation Center, Jeremy Felodun Local Government Area Office of the Commission, in presence of leaders of political parties, candidates, as well as their agents. The Commission says the election became inconclusive in compliance with the margin of lead principle, where no candidate emerged clear winner as a result of the cancellation of the election in 71 polling units affected by violence and overvoting. The election will hold Saturday, and to conclude the election in affected constituency areas, election is to hold in 71 polling units, 18 voting points, with a total number of 43,660 registered voters.
The result from the coalition officer, it was announced an inconclusive election based on the council vote in 71 polling units. I have the authority of my resident electoral commissioner to announce to you that the commission has fixed April 27th, Saturday, for the supplementary election in all those affected polling units.
President Muhammadu Buhari has asked his ministers to submit comprehensive status reports on policies, programs, as well as projects they handled by April 24, 2019. A statement by the President's Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, quoted a circular issued by Boss Mustafa, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, that the report should be submitted to the Presidential Audit Committee in the Office of the Vice President. The circular also requested that members of the Federal Executive Council to, quote, ensure that all outstanding memoranda they intend to present to the Federal Executive Council are submitted to the Cabinet Affairs Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, not later than Tuesday, 30th of April, 2019, end of quote. The circular also pointed out that the 9th and 10th meetings of the Council have been rescheduled to Thursday, April the 25th, May the 2nd, Thursday as well, 2019, respectively, in view of the Easter break and May Day celebrations. And there have been reactions to the move of the ruling All Progressives Congress in endorsing candidates for leadership positions ahead of the 9th National Assembly. Some residents of the Northeast region are making a case for the independence of federal lawmakers to decide who leads them in the 9th Assembly. They converged on Bauchi under a group known as Northeast Consultative Forum, issuing a word of caution to the All Progressives Congress to avoid imposing a candidate for the leadership of the Senate. The group also calls on Senator Danjuma Goje to declare publicly his intention to vie for the position of President of Senate, given his track record.
Of recent years, there were insinuations that some individuals have been imposed or have been made public as known positions of the party or choices of the party. That has created serious nerves amongst, party members, and is putting the party in a very bad light. But we can see some kind of commitment to reconsider that position, if at all, that had been taken seriously. So it's in the interest of the party to allow a level playing field for all candidates, to aspire. And we can say with confidence that the Northeast has eminently qualified ranking senators that would perfectly conduct the business of the House.
We are here today in order to call on one of us, a father, a grandfather, in person of Senator Danjuma Goje, to avail himself to contest for the position of the Senate President in the 9th Assembly comes. We have our own reasons to convey here, which is not far from his humanitarian services, his love for Nigeria and Nigerians, and his qualities as a true Democrat.